Marcus, we are here for our classic physique predictions.
That we are. That good old
The good old
classic.
what?
That
The good old
good old
what?
classic P.
Right, right. I love abbreviating the classic physique division, and I'll never forget when I did it one time on my channel. But anyway,
You just looked the
we
part, man. You looked the part.
well, anyway, we have a lot to get into. This one, dare I say, is even more. I will say this: it's even more competitive than Open this year. Not that Open will not be competitive,
Wow.
but it's not as wide open, especially with this recent controversy that we will get into. We will get into whatever you're thinking of. The controversy I'm talking about is what we're going to get into later. But I mean, the Olympia has a Mr. Olympia. The Open Mr. Olympia has an Open Olympia right now. Classic doesn't. Classic has, I mean, a few guys that can win. An Open can too, but I mean, you still have to knock out a champ to get there.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, although in this modern era, it's a little crazy. I would say Classic is just as competitive, just as wide open. And believe me, I know about being wide open for some CP.
Yeah, I mean, with you know, the king of the CP leaving, you know, with good old C bum, just I feel like it is anyone, man, and it's not even just that. Like last year, kind of shook it all up. For the longest, we were thinking, oh, it could be Urs next up, oh, Ramon next up, but then all of a sudden, Urs moves up, bum leaves. We got some things going on. Look who got second last year. It's anybody's game for sure.
Right. You got 212 guys competing in Classic. I mean, this is a crazy time to be living in. But
hey, I mean, we got men's open in Classic when you really think about it.
That is true. We have to, like I said, this was just wide open. So many guys are going to come in and out of the top 10, I think. So let's start with some review. I think that's just the only place to start. So what I'm going to show you here is last year's Classic Physique top 10. Matthew Grego, Matthias Menegate, Wesley Vissers, Michael DeBull, Josema, Breon, Ramon, Urs, Mike, Chris. A couple of names won't be here. 3 names in the top 10 won't be there. Automatically, we're going to get some shakeups. No Seabum, no Urs, no Wesley. So automatically, those guys around 11th through 16th that did end up placing, Justin Batterina, Logan Franklin, Jae-Hun Park is a guy that I completely forgot about that could move up. I think he's most certainly qualified. I don't know if he took the year off for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the list for Classic, and there's no way I'm going to be able to find anybody I'm looking for on here. I mean, for one, it should be double. There should be a set of names on this side as well, because I have to scroll so far down because there's 60 guys qualified.
Yes, shit ton. It was like
Okay,
75 men's physique.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I am glad they made the change, and you'll have to win 2 shows, I think, or whatever it is. So anyway, you just want to, I say we talk about the guys individually, and then at the end we come back and make some top 10 predictions. I think that's the only way we're going to tackle this very large task. The only way we're going to trim the bush.
Yeah, 100%. Just put one leg up.
I've heard you like flossing in the bush.
Flossing in the bush? That's a term that has gone under my radar. No idea what that means. I know you know what it means. You probably do.
I just made it up. I coined the term.
Really?
Anyway, you want to throw a guy out there and we can just talk about him?
Yeah, let's start with somebody.
Give me an appetizer.
Okay. Appetizer. Let's go with a little DeBull cake. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some DeBull cake. You know what I mean?
Ooh, okay. Well,
with a side of some Kung Pao chicken. What happened to it?
What do you have to say about Michael DeBull? I've seen a lot of top 10s. They always count out DeBull.
Oh man, you can't count out DeBull, man. That's the bull right there. You can't count out DeBull. He's the reason why I had to change my name, because My
Because you
nickname
used to be called DeCuck.
is never that, the bull, you know what I mean? But that's his name. So, rightfully so. Michael, man, he's that original. You want to talk about people who are in different divisions. You made a joke about a 212 competitor in here and things of that nature, right?
Right.
Michael, as of recent time, to me, was the original of that. So if we're talking the last 4 or 5 years, yeah, Michael is the one who it's like when we see him on stage, it's like, yo, he needs to go to open. He has that type of muscularity and stature that is like he's in the wrong division.
Well,
but
to be fair, he's not winning the Arnold Classic and placing second at the Olympia. He's always going to be on the outskirts, and rightfully so. He has the muscularity and condition. But this shape should not ever win in Classic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not at the Olympia level.
See, and it's interesting because we always use these terms, right? In the sense of, okay, there's a classic physique, aesthetic, and then there's open bodybuilding. But the funny thing is what classic physique is kind of, just made in the image of back when, hey, it was just bodybuilding. So it makes sense to be these outliers and these types of physiques like the Franco Columbu style and things like that are just simply, they're still going to have their place in classic. Because in the end, classic is just this upgraded polish. Doesn't matter what your size is, as long as you can make the weight cap and such.
Right.
You're welcome.
That's loose nowadays.
But
do you ever notice how Mike's not Michael? I don't know him like that. I don't know why I'm calling him Mike. You ever notice how Michael's rib cage is like really flat? Like rib cage, ribs come out from the spine. It's a circle. It's a half circle, right? Or more like an oval. It's like Mike's are they're squished, like he has his torso is 2D and not like the muscle quality, like the actual structure. His rib cage is like squished.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's interesting
to have that and to still be able to fit in on a classic stage and get these top 10 placings and place high. It's saying something.
I'm always placing him top 10. I don't think he can be out of the top 10.
Man, imagine if he actually did move up to like open with that level of conditioning that he brings, the overall stature, big dude. We can't sleep on Michael the Bull, man.
He could. I think he's slightly too tall for 212. I don't think that's going to work. I think he'd actually have to suck down for 212. Yeah, I don't know his height though. So, but yeah, so he'd have to go to open.
Look at that! Look at the glutes, man. Look at this stuff. You see, that's very reminiscent of Mr. Franklin this past year, just where you're seeing a lot of detail in this gentleman here.
Well, people always talk about Josema's back, which is probably the best. But after that, they were talking about Breon, Mike Sommerfeld. Michael DeBull's always had one of the best backs to me, especially considering the whole back pose, the whole rear double top to bottom. I think Mike could be second alongside Josema. Now that doesn't win you in Classic, win the show in Classic, especially even more so in Classic than it would in Open. But it's there's just some certain undeniable factors. Great muscularity, great back shots, let me tell you, and great
that Christmas tree, man, is the season.
It is the season. It's okay. We can move on. I think we've said enough.
Shout out to the Bull.
I'm a big fan. I'm actually a big fan of Mike. I'm going to throw you out a guy now. Let's see who I have here. Let's talk about this guy. Matthias Minigate. I think that's his name. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Of a name.
This is him at the Tampa, not the show he won. He technically won the Texas Pro, but I couldn't find a good video for that. But I guess we can take a look at recent updates.
Looks good. I mean,
I really like a structure.
Yeah, good structure. Very good. Bodybuilder type of structure going on here, man. This arguably one of the better structures in this division.
Tattoos.
And that's a little, hey, I mean,
it is what it is. Yeah. I don't like it. I know a lot of people are fine with it. This is like a little secret about me. I don't know if people know this about me. I don't like tattoos on the physique. And I don't think the IFBB does either. And I think we can debate if that's the wrong source or not, but I don't think they do either. Like if you have a forearm tattoo like C-Bomb and you're just so good like C-Bomb, but like if you have I don't know how prevalent it is in the back pose. I guess we'll see it. But I mean, especially at the darker shows, it can be an issue. I don't think Matthias's will play that big of a factor.
Yeah.
But
and
I
that's a
think
good
he
point.
could be a
Yeah.
deciding factor.
He put it like this. I think as long as it's not
Yeah,
and
that's not too bad.
yeah, no, especially across the back. The lower honestly, yeah, it damn near helps. I mean, it doesn't help with the trap region. I'm actually shocked at how the lower back tattoo didn't look bad at all. It just literally hid right in. So hey, good job with the lighting there. But he's somebody who should be on people's radar. This is somebody who we saw this year who went up head to head with Now, Mr. Darwin, and look good, man. Like
I gotta try to
definitely not
find
to
that
be stepped
Texas
on.
Pro version because he looked a lot drier in Texas compared to Tampa.
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah, because at the Tampa Pro, I mean, that was just
I guess it just doesn't exist. All right, I'll have to look up pictures. You want to say anything? Are you just gonna leave me hanging here?
well, okay. No, my whole point was that when it came to the Tampa Pro, there was a big discrepancy between Mateus and Nile, right? It was very clear. So that's kind of to me, it's what they were like, what, 10th and 11th at last year's Olympia.
Mhm.
Personally, if you would have asked me this last year, I would have thought Menegate would have placed in front of now. How they looked at that Tampa Pro together, despite how good Menegate looked, I think that Nile might just have aesthetically a more pleasing structure.
You know, I was gonna make a video about this, didn't get around to it. I had Nile winning the Tampa, but I don't think it was like as jaw dropping of a victory that everyone said it was. Like I think he won. I mean, it was clear, but people were acting like he wiped his ass with Menegate's face or something.
Well,
Like
the
that just
issue is
wasn't the case.
it's that shot that was going around. Those front shots of Nile that were going around in the comparison, even though Mateus has incredible lat spread, front lat spread, things of that nature. I mean, look at the quads are very cool, nice shaped, good wide, quad sweep. The issue is all the pictures that were going around was that fucking superhero pose of Nile, where it just it looks pretty freaking incredible. Now, granted, now if you take them pose for pose, it's a different story. It's way more of a close race between these two gentlemen. But if you're just looking at the front shot, Nile looked really freaking good.
I think right now Menegate may be more. I just like his. I don't know. The structure just seems a little less wiry than Nile. Nile has more potential, but
Yes.
Menegate right now, I prefer him. But we can talk about Nile. I think we should. This is a nice seg. We should talk about them together.
Yes, because they're going to be together. I really do think they're going to be
Probably.
together. I think they're going to be within. If they're not right next to each other, they're going to be within a place or two. And I'd like to see this rivalry continue to build. I mean, in that right there, I mean, it's a cool looking physique. It looks like an action figure.
You know, I'm going to say this, and everyone's going to hate me. Legs for the current upper body are too big, or I guess the upper half is too underdone right now. You know what I mean? I think he just looks a bit bottom heavy and slightly wiry. He doesn't have the density through the chest and the back yet. But to be fair, Menegate lacks there as well, especially in the chest.
Yeah, and you can even see the shaking with the posing and things like that. The chest wasn't actually contracting in his side chest as it could have. But that just goes to show how genetically gifted he is in some of these other areas, to where even with all that being said, he's still coming out on top. I mean, the waist helps. Look at that illusion when the lats come out. Waist looks like it's non-existent. And I even think that, despite what you said, I think that the lower body thickness helps even make the waist look even smaller. To me, with this gentleman here, it literally gives it that illusion. I mean, yeah, he's shaking a lot. It's hopefully that'll kind of clean itself up come Olympia time. Hopefully he's been just getting the posing hours in. But this is a top level physique right here. This is top 10 for sure.
I looking at this video now, I critically, technically, even on my own account, not only do I think Niall will place ahead of Matthias, but I myself would put Niall ahead of Matthias. But I prefer Matthias. If that makes any sense, I could be objective enough to see
No, I get what you're saying.
Niall wins, but I do prefer the look of Menegate.
I get what you're saying. It's like those people who like were fans of like Ian. Ian has a specific physique. Same thing with like a Martin. Martin has a very specific physique when it comes to bodybuilding. It's this physique that is like, if you follow bodybuilding, you know, wow, the hamstring dip, the overall muscular, the roundness to it, the shape. It is an acquired taste when it comes to real fans of bodybuilding or spectators of the sport. So I get why you fuck with Menegate, to be real.
Well,
and I
he
get
did
the
let me
wow
blow
factor
him one
of
time.
now. Say it again.
Nothing. Anyway, we can move on. You want to name somebody else?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with, I want to go with Matt Grego.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. I've seen a lot of top fives, and yet again, I've never seen Matt Grego on a single one of them. I don't think. Last year he was
sleeping.
Let me see. Last year he was 10th.
10th, yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, if you take those three guys out that we mentioned, he'd be 7th. This year at the Arnold, he was 3rd. Yes.
Behind
3rd.
Logan
and Mike. And by all accounts, those guys were are being talked about as, even Logan to some extent. Some guys are saying he could win.
Yeah,
and then Mike,
they go that route,
is the current front runner for the 212 division. So Matt is right there with him. Now he has some weaknesses. One weakness.
What's that?
The back.
Yeah, and I've been seeing a lot of videos of him working on it. I mean, he has a great structure.
Yes.
This is somebody who's we're going to see him slowly but surely move up these ranks, as you're saying. Even if the people there are not there, he's going to be, I think he's definitely a shoo-in for top 10, without a doubt, especially with the people leaving. But even without that, even with some of those people here, if they were at this show, the same lineup, I think he would still crack into that top 10 and have a better placing than last year.
I'm going to say something. Out of the current top guys, he has the best structure now.
I agree. I think that when it comes to a ceiling, this guy has the the highest.
He'll go to open before he can reach it. That's how high this guy's ceiling is.
I agree with that too. I do. And I think, guess what? Hey, you're working out with Derek Lunsford. That's your fucking partner, one of the top dudes in men's open.
With the best back.
Yeah.
Glute striations through the shorts.
That's a crazy zoom in.
You want to see it again?
No. But I mean, hey, for bodybuilding's sake, I mean, what do we? I guess so, but not like Matt Grego, man. I really like him, and I'll be even a little biased with it. I met this guy at the New York Pro, and just a very stand-up gentleman.
Oh yeah,
yeah, good dude. You'd fuck with him.
because he stood up. Like, never mind.
He'd be the one to talk you off the ledge. Put it that way. Like he's
right.
He's a mental health advocate, and I like that. So.
I don't. I think that's corny. Anyway, I wanted to also highlight his progress. Usually he posts like a lot of progress updates. The guy makes insane progress between every single show.
Yeah,
incredible progress.
And dude, if he looks in a lot of these poses, he looks like an open competitor. And a lot of
not in a bad way, not in the same way Mike Sonnenfeld does.
God, no, I don't even know. Not at all. Like, this dude just has the shape that he will go far in the IFBB. He will be one day a top level men's open. I'm sure of it. And he's young.
1 year between these.
That's scary.
That's
scary. If I'm in his league, if I'm a rival for him, and if I saw that, it'd make me want to go to the gym instantly.
I would simultaneously cream and piss.
Rocking the Kobe Bryant jersey too, man.
Yeah,
dude. This is I have a high hope bias for this guy.
I'm gonna be honest. Top 5 guy for me. I would hear me out. I might even put him. Look, the judges like him more than I do. I know we just got done like glazing the dude, but the judges seem to like him even more, and I think it is because of the structure. legit. He has a structure that can handle open size, but it's still very classic. It is like, I'm gonna get into so much shit saying this. It's like Chris Bumstead.
No, it
Not
is. It
it's
is.
it's gonna tick all the same boxes without being Chris Bumstead.
Yes,
Not in
yes.
the same way, not with the same bold check mark, but
Mhm.
I mean it's huge. It can handle size. I know how to handle size, and it's still aesthetic.
Nah, like yeah, like this is put it like this. I'm always for the styles make fights, and one of the top runners right now in this division, he has size working for him. And Matt Grego is somebody who can you put him up against a Ramon, he ain't getting blown out of the water. You put him up against a Mike, he ain't getting blown out of the water. He has that physique to where he will make other people, like say for instance a Nile Darwin, even Menegate. I think if you place these gentlemen by Matt Grego, you're going to see a difference. You are. So I think that this guy's come up is going to be next level, and I think he's going to place in front of a lot of your favorite classic physique competitors.
I want to pull up some footage if I can find it.
I think he's going to be first called out.
I would be very surprised if he wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if. Okay, I may have found some good footage from the Arnold, which was his last show where he placed third. Let me back it up.
I want to see him in Logan. I think because for me, I'm wishy-washy with those two guys as far as who I want to place in front. Granted, common sense would tell me go Logan because of this show right here.
There's no reason Matt Grego can't beat Logan, and I think Matt has more potential than Logan, and I think Matt's going to be more conditioned this time around, a little bit more dry.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the glute striations through the shorts.
Yep.
But we'll talk about
we
Logan
did.
soon. He's put out some pretty freaky updates. Now, we got to talk about Matt's back. Not that good. It's getting better, but it'll never be that good.
And it's really just the back double that is a little bit different from
Right.
like, so his back leg spread is still incredible. The only real post he has to worry about is the back double. Like that's the only thing. And where he loses points there, he gains in other ways. So
right. I mean,
got to take the good with the bad.
If I had to lose one pose in Classic, it would be the back double.
I mean, suit yourself.
No,
shoot yourself. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, look at it.
Is that enough about that? Is that enough about Matt?
Yeah. Do we clearly that they know we have high hopes for Matt, and the ceiling is high.
Something is pretty high for Matt.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, I can pick this time. Let's see. Who do I want to talk? You know what? Let's talk about Logan.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we were talking off screen, off camera. I think and this is not my prediction, but the judges could absolutely make the call and put their finger on the scale of where they want this division to go and make Logan Mr. Olympia. It would certainly set a different precedent, but without Chris Bumstead, I think that the judges not only should do something like that, but it's going to happen regardless.
It's the prime time.
I mean, we're going to get a big shakeup here. Whether it is Mike, whether it is Breon again, whether it is Ruffin, it's going to be very different than how it's looked because we've had Chris Bumstead winning almost since the division's conception. So, what do you think? Do you think that's a crazy thing to say?
Not at all. I think it's a very fair assessment. I think that he has that anomaly style physique to where, yeah, he's bottom heavy, but damn if he doesn't look classic as hell. Damn if you don't see every striation in his shoulder. You see something from this gentleman that you don't see in a lot of the other classic physique competitors. It is a different physique. It is how Cedric McMillan was to the open division. It's different. There's something that you just want to like about it. And for me, styles make fights. If they want to go the route of having Franklin be top 3, I think that's going to set the tone for everything. What I mean by that is now you got someone who's comparable. Ramon, throw him in the mix. Mike Sommerfeld. It's such different physiques, right? To where depending on what route you go, if I think they're going to champion Logan Franklin this year, I think that it'll be him and Ramon.
Okay. I can understand that.
Yeah. Hopefully that made sense, but I'm happy it made sense to you.
He does have an anomaly physique, and I also said this off camera. He is the most classic guy in a 70s way.
Yeah,
I would say modern classic looks more like the early to mid 80s than anything, because you still have some pretty good condition, but also guys are a little more developed. It's not like when people think it's classic, it's not exactly classic in the way 70s is, but Logan is the most like that, and there's some pluses and minuses with that. Logan has what did I say earlier? The frailty of a Frank Zane, the delicateness of a Frank Zane, but also the lines and quality of a Frank Zane. And yeah, it kind of looks out of place in the modern era, even amongst other classic guys, for better and worse. So yeah, there are some, he doesn't have the density in the chest and the back, although the back looks pretty crazy. But I think Logan, if the judges go into it looking to reward something that's different, I think he'll have a good time. But the problem for Logan is getting through those comparison rounds, because if he's not being considered for first or in the top 2 like he was at the Arnold, I think because he starts looking so different, then it becomes a detriment.
Yeah, this is Mr. Olympia. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who is arguably Mr. Olympia. There's a couple of gentlemen in this division who have that. Another one that's not competing this year is, say, like a Wesley Visser's standing alone, and how he looks and everything, and just his ability to really appeal to the classic physique and the aura that is. That's a Mr. Olympia just waiting to happen. It's just if they can, the stars can align for them. I think that Logan is somebody who, if they want to go that route, he 1000% can be Mr. Olympia. It's just that simple. I mean, and we saw a glimpse of it at the Arnold Classic. I mean, people still think that, he could have beat Mike. There's true classic fans out there.
Well, to be fair, I think a lot more people would say he would now than were at the time. But even at the time, people were saying that.
Yeah, at the time, if you're put it this way, because all right, so for instance, I know there's certain old schoolers out there who fucking love the ability to pose and what you see and just the artistry of it, right? And so this guy is arguably going to be maybe not the best routine on stage, but the best poser on stage. I think that Logan is probably, aside from Terrence, and I think he could be arguably a better poser than Terrence in the sense of pose for pose. What you see when you're hitting these, certain, notable classic poses, having the shoulder striations showing. When you're doing your Arnold pose, making sure that the far away shoulder has the striations in it. You're not just missing out on a certain body part that is going to make and break that pose. Logan has that. He has that for him. And I think when we're talking classic, those type of things should be championed. They should be noted. They should look at that. I mean, there's just even the hand placement, what you're doing with your fingers, paws, it matters.
It does matter.
It's the artistry to it.
It does matter. Well, let me just go back to my point. I think Logan is either going to be first or he's going to get slightly lost in the pack. That can still probably mean top 5. But it's like I said earlier, it's if he is not if he doesn't start out in the middle and judges are okay, no, we can actually make a statement here. This physique is good enough that we can actually make this the physique.
Yes.
I think he'll have some issues, because if he's not at the very top, then he's competing for anything but, and then you have a whole mix to compete with. In which case it's just okay, well, now your specialness and your uniqueness kind of hurts you. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
I agree. I mean, it's yeah. And another thing for me is going to be if he needs to bring, and this is just a side note, he needs to bring the same level of conditioning, if not better than Arnold, because that was put it this way, that was peak conditioning. I think that's the best conditioning we've seen all year.
Of anyone.
Anyone.
I would agree. I'm not going to say, I don't mean this in a drug way, but it's a natural look. You don't get this kind of quality in open. Even when guys get super shredded there, they kind of look a little gross. But here it doesn't look healthy. I wouldn't say that, but the quality and the polish is paramount. It's it's just a vibrant look.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we want to see every fiber in the shoulder.
This was
We
him
want
at
to see a Christmas tree.
the Florida Pro he won to qualify. This was just a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago. And he's made some improvements. I don't know if I'm not going to be able to look through Patrick Tor's thing, and I don't think it's on here, but he's made some improvements in just a short amount of time. Yeah, I don't think I think Patrick Tor posted it, so I won't be able
Even
to
that,
find
man,
it.
that pose right there, how the tricep looked, and just how you see every fiber it's pretty gnarly.
Take my word for it, bro. Oh, okay. We should talk about this guy before I even forget. How could I forget? He's actually one of my favorites. Let me look for the update of Logan. I think this is maybe what I was talking about. Yeah.
Wow.
He's 5 pounds heavier, but harder and bigger in the side leg for sure. A little more thickness in the chest. Arm is a little bit more round. More shredded, I would say. A little more grainy. And the back, look at the lower lats, the upper back even.
Yeah, there's it's weird that this is even within the same year. You know what I'm saying? This looks
and people are going to look at this and they're saying, this is not a Samson Dowda transformation. Well, we still can't go crazy. One, this was in 1 year. And two, he's still to the confines of open, of classic. So I think this is a very good improvement. For the division or not. In 1 year, this is actually pretty good.
if it wasn't good, he wouldn't have posted it. This is crazy. This is all around pretty crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
the level of conditioning is vastly different. Even look how much more detail you see everywhere.
And do you think there's a potential that he gets tired? He's done 2 shows now. Well, and then came from the Olympia, from the Arnold to the Olympia is not that much of a gap. So he did the Olympia, the Arnold, took a little bit of a break, then a few month break, and then did this Florida Pro about a month ago.
You hear about that quite a bit, you know what I mean? Especially when he's already had like a perfect peak this year. It obviously, yeah, that might sway you to think, oh, there is a chance he might not be able to replicate this look.
This looks pretty good, I gotta say.
Dude, this guy's posing is next level. His posing and what you see in the detail is truly next level. We don't see it. It's a treat, man. And I say that with just
you like that? You like
not
that?
for all that aside, it's a treat because in today's bodybuilding, nothing against today's bodybuilding. I love today's bodybuilding, but this type of just detail is a rarity.
So we've already made a couple of crazy claims on here. Matt Grego has the best structure. I said Logan is the most classic. Logan has the best conditioning all year. we're really, ticking off all these boxes here of these crazy claims.
We're just trying, whatever sticks.
Right. That's enough about Logan. I want to talk about this guy here. I already saved that update. This is a top 10 guy for me, and I completely forgot about him. Fabian Mayer. The mayor of classic. How about that? I think someone already has that name. Or the mayor of bodybuilding. He could be the mayor of classic. But he had to do open earlier in the year because he didn't make the weight cap. Believe it or not, they didn't like measure his hair and like push him along. He actually had to do the open. Placed top 4 in that show. And this is him in open. Well, in open. This is him competing in open, not necessarily an open level physique.
Yeah, he looks classic, yeah.
But I mean, like, when you think about it, he was anticipating doing classic, couldn't, probably filled up a little bit more, just had fun with it, right? And then went back to the drawing board and just did another smaller show, and they end up, competing. Really, once you weigh in, you can fill up as much as you want.
Yeah.
Really, I think you can get a Fabian, whatever his name is, like this in classic. No reason you can't do that.
Yeah, it's just a matter of that final week, those last couple of hours, um, that'll make or break all of this. That'll really
He
create
was
what you're saying.
let me take a look. I want to so he caught my eye at the last time he did the Olympia, which was like 2022. And then he like into semi-retirement because he had a kid, you know how those are. He was 7th at the 2022 Mr. Olympia. Won 2 shows that year in 2022. He was 7th, 8th the previous year in 2021. And then that was his Olympia debut, it looks like. So he's never been outside of the top 10. And I got to be honest, he may be my favorite physique here. Now, I know I probably said that already, but legitimately in classic, I think Fabian has my favorite physique.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. Definitely looks good. Interesting structure when it comes to the quads.
What are you saying?
Well, like it's like this very short, bubbly look when it comes to front on. It almost looks like he's like long torso, short leg. Does he have like shorter legs, or is it just simply the shape that it's giving? He's just a very wide sweep to the front.
Well, when you train quads, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, they grow.
I know you're not really used to that.
Yeah. No, my legs are puny. My legs are so tiny, man. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Have you tried going to the gym instead of crying in front of your girlfriend?
No, man. I thought that's what worked. I thought the estrogen levels rising helped.
Estrogen maxing.
I didn't know. I had no idea. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure my
You ever
things are
train
still.
legs with your girlfriend?
Yeah, always. That's
Or
maybe
do you actually? This is a legit question. Do you train legs with your girlfriend?
100%.
Are you serious?
100%. I'm dead ass serious.
Okay, why?
Because, well, for starters, why not?
I couldn't train with a woman.
Well, that's because you don't have a woman.
Hey, an incel is not an insult. You wouldn't make fun of someone.
Look, listen. Go put a Bowflex in your basement, and then
Bowflex.
take
Is that
that
one of the
girl.
things with the resistance bands?
Yeah. Go put a Bowflex in your basement. Let that girl off her cage and just hit some legs together.
Well, it'll have to be after school. But no,
shoot.
look, for all those guys out there, incel is not an insult. You wouldn't make fun of Marcus wouldn't be saying this stuff to me if I had no legs, if I was born with no legs, if I had a genetic anomaly and was like one of those people that just have half a body. He wouldn't say, "Huh, you don't have any legs. Why don't you get some legs?" It's like an incel. One simply does not get bitches.
This is very true, and I would argue that if you just go put the effort, have a leg day, have it do it multiple times a week.
It is like bodybuilding. Some guys will never have legs. Johnny Jackson was one of the hardest training people ever. No one is going to deny that. And he still never had quads.
And
Sometimes it's just not in the cards for you.
Some guys will just sit there and assume they're never going to be able to get big legs, so they won't even bother training them.
That is also true.
Very true.
That is also true.
Very
but
true.
I mean, would you okay.
We don't know the potential until we go out there and put forth that effort.
Okay, but if you have put forth the effort and someone is making fun
not
of you,
not enough. Maybe you had the wrong trainer, wrong mindset.
I think you're an idiot.
I think that when I start making a point, you cop the fuck out. Whatever.
No, look,
let's get back to body.
I am a 5'7" incel, subhuman.
We are talking about nothing but 5'7", 5'8" gentlemen right now for the most part. All right.
So, and they all get cheated on.
That's all.
And they're all estrogen maxing anyway. They're all feminine and gay.
Well, I mean, my friend Dylan, we are watching Men in Thongs right now, and shout out to all of them. So it's okay to have a little bit of, to be okay with yourself. All right.
Look.
Ain't nothing wrong with looking at this guy.
For Marcus's sake, I'll put out an offer right now. If anyone can make me not, if there is a woman in the comments, you can DM me on Instagram, and I will prove to Marcus that it is so over.
Well,
We'll leave it at that.
once again, we are talking to a 90-something% plus male
If
audience
you have a sister out there or your mom.
about bodybuilding.
Actually, no, old women are gross.
Let's move on.
All
Let's
right.
move on.
Let's talk about Fabian Mayer.
I think your favorite physique times 3 at this point. I believe it. I think that the backstory and this is a good look, man. This is a good look. I'm curious how he's going to show up this year.
Worst pose is the rear double, and even then, it's not that bad.
It's not bad at all.
He's got to flex them. He's got to learn how to flex these hammies.
That's bad. That was bad.
Yeah,
especially the difference between the front to the back. Like, look at his quads that have quads, and then just the hamstrings were non-existent.
Well, he wasn't flexing them. He's not exactly Wesley Vissers.
Oh, come on.
Wesley Vissers has the worst glutes and hams of all time.
Wesley knows how to pose them at least. All right.
No, he doesn't. He stands like
very classic. He has a classic. He's owed to the classic.
He stands like a toddler trying to take a shit. It's awful. But anyway, is this a top 10 guy for you? I gotta know.
You probably forgot about him. I get why.
This beats Minigate. This is just Minigate, but better.
We'll see.
To me, this is better than Nile. It's as of right now. But that's already a stretch. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, made the best man.
Yeah, made the best man. Oh, I guess we can take a look at this update. 4.2 pounds over the weight limit. Exactly where we need to be. This is a week ago. Is this doing something for you?
Dude, am I bugging, or does he not have, like, somebody in the comments, let me know. Do his legs look different? Like, just all, not like they're just, it's a unique shape.
What is the upper thigh bone called? It's shorter. The calves, the shin bone is normal length, but what, the femur or whatever is shorter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is his femur is fucking, it's
his
shorter.
Legs are the proper length. He does have a slightly longer torso, but I mean, that's not,
yeah.
The legs are the right length, but the halves of the legs aren't the right length.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point, because that's the difference maker. Because from top to bottom, if you cover the quads, it looks super regular. It's not like where like we see with a lot of Asians. Say it again.
Nothing.
I can't hear you when you say something. It doesn't come through this side. Maybe my mic is doing me some.
You should open your ears.
It's not my ears.
I'm going to open up for Fabian.
Put some bass in your voice, like.
Well, it's so over for voice cells like me.
Oh my goodness! Stop.
So
all right. Yeah, no, he has like a shorter femur or something. It's interesting. It helps to look, and like we see it with a lot of Asians sometimes. Their legs, they have shorter legs, and it gives that appearance. It's like a shorter girl. Usually, when they have like a stumpier look, their quads have like a genetic.
I hate fat women like that.
Oh my god! No wonder.
Okay. Anyway, who do you want to talk about next? I think I picked the last guy.
Let's go with Breon.
Okay. A guy that is not at all talked about, and I'm tired of it. For me, this is probably still going to be a top 5 physique. How can he not be? At minimum, top 6.
Yeah, I think he's 1000% first called out, and if not, then yeah. And I saw some of his interviews, and he's coming into this one a little different. He said he's already like beyond the weight cap. Obviously for him, he's somebody who struggled with the weight cap situation. Since that's a topic.
They should measure his afro like they did with Mike. I wonder if they've tried that.
And he should grow it out a little bit, and give him that extra little, that umph. But no, power. This to me is this is a modern day legend for the classic physique league. This is a legend, and I like the fact that he took another shot at classic physique. I do. I'm happy
does
that
not
he did
belong in 212.
No, and it's just, maybe a couple years, like, if he was to actually set out to do this years ago, maybe I would love to go. Yeah, but nonetheless, this is to me a true first call out. I love the fact that he's doing something different. He's trying something new, because it's like, why not at this point? So I know that he's coming in a little bit less weight a couple weeks out. So 3 weeks out, supposedly he should have already made weight from what he said, a couple months prior. And then he's going to try to grow back into the show so he's not super depleted, glycogen levels at nil, things like that. So hopefully we can see that,
I'm no prep coach, but that sounds retarded.
Well, I mean, to me, it does. Well, it doesn't in the sense of if you're okay, if it's a weigh-in and you're sitting there the day or two before trying your best to make weight, even if it's only a week out, one, what that can do to your cortisol levels and spiking different things of that nature that can really throw your body off.
Okay,
and then
sure.
two, yeah, you're not going to be depleted like a fucking little, kid. Like you're going to be able to fill back up and stay within your weight cap. And that's what it's really all about. He's somebody who struggled with that.
Okay, so, well, he says he's going to do the weight cap early, right?
He's going to get below it and then be able to refill.
Like weeks before, right?
Maybe 2 weeks. Give or take, I would say 2 weeks.
To me, I would stay within striking. Again, we can debate prep all the time, but for me, it makes the most sense. And I know, like, you can make an argument either way on this. It makes the most sense to stay within striking distance, then get to your weight, and then avoid that as much as possible. And I wouldn't get there early if I were in Breon's case, because I already struggle looking flat and depleted. The longer I stay around there, and even though, yeah, he's filling up before, but now you have to touch the weight cap twice. Yeah, you can artificially fill up, but how much? Because you've already depleted. Maybe he's just started later, but you have to deplete to like 185 or whatever it is, maybe 192. You have to come up. You get up to 200, and then you got to go back down to 192 again. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah, well, to me, see, I don't know what the hell you're saying. That sounds like something he's maybe done before. So I think that probably in the past he probably has, stayed within that striking distance. But I think what he's doing this time, from what I could tell, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That he's gonna get, say his weight cap's what you said, like 185, right? He's gonna he's gonna get below, and then say a week into the show, be able to, not be a fucking, a noodle on stage and be depleted and things like that, and all the other things that can happen to your body, just as far as, like I said, cortisol and things like that being struck because you're putting your body through those stressors. So if he's trying something new, I'm for it, because why not?
This is why, and of course, this is why we're pretty much both wrong, because in this scenario, you do just kind of need to know your client or your own body, your client's body 100%. Or your own body. Yeah. Because we're making these assumptions to basically just a template. I'm not even really I'm not making any suggestion. I'm just saying, I don't know, unless you're like a seasoned guy, if you're just trying to make a classic debut at your local NPC show at the mall, like Marcus did, I wouldn't do what Breon's doing. That's an expert level strategy. Marcus is better just trying to get below 20% body fat. Yeah. But anyway,
to me, him trying something new, it's ballsy. It's what he should be doing. I'd say go out with a bang. Do something a little different. Could it work against him? 100%. It could. But if it's something you've struggled with in the past, trial and error at this point, he's been in a position where, like you're saying, staying within striking distance. So he's tried that, clearly. 10 plus years.
He's probably tried it all.
Yeah. So, and if he's finally doing something that he hasn't done in the past that he feels could help him, even from a mental standpoint, I'm for it. I
feel like he's done this before. I feel like he said he was going to do this before. But I mean, did he do this? Yeah. I don't know. But like you said, if you haven't tried it, there's no reason not to at this point.
Yeah. I mean, this is Breon's first call up. Breon's first call up.
According to a lot of people, he's not. I haven't seen a single this is the one thing we can leave out. I mean, people are putting Josema and Niall ahead of him. Not that those guys can't beat him, but they're putting Logan in front of him. Like, Breon's not even getting a mention. Like, if I looked up classic physique CP predictions right now, I wouldn't see Breon on probably a single one of
them. Yeah, that's sad. It's very sad, and it's kind of stupid. Like, those people should probably never bet in life. You know what I mean? Don't go gamble.
Those guys should consider alternatives to their lives.
But yeah, no, I mean, Briod, it's always a treat to have him on stage, man. Like, I really do want him to actually like get his just due.
So I just looked up classic physique predictions. Here's one without Brion. That's not a prediction. That's not a prediction. Of course, Instagram's, I mean, beforehand, before Urs dropped out, well, moved up, no Brion. And I've seen a lot of other predictions. There's just no. That's a results thing. No Brion. You got to have Brion in there. I got to have my Brion. Brion is one of my faves. Not the fave, but he's one of my faves.
Arguably the best back on that stage, man.
Not anymore, but yeah. I mean, Olympia stats on Instagram.
Yeah, shout out to them. They got him in a
Shout out to
respectable
them.
place.
They
actually
do have
him
him
rate. That's actually very similar to my list.
Yeah. Dare I say, I
may
may have to rob this guy. I see a couple things I want to change.
It's legit very similar to what I have.
Well, never mind then.
I mean, it's somewhat off, but
Brion is going to be first call out again. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, I would agree.
And I will yay for that yay.
Let's talk about this guy a little bit, Justin Batterina. If you don't think he's going to do anything, we don't have to talk about him.
I would never say that. He's not in my top 10, but I could easily,
he's a guy that could be.
Yeah. Yeah. And he got long hair, man. Shout out to him for that.
Put your hair away. Damn, nothing. Did he not post anything of a show? Well, okay, I guess we just won't talk about him. What did he place last year? 14th. Yeah. Only one place behind Logan, so there's no reason he can't move up. Okay, I guess that was just a nothing burger. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. There's not a whole lot of other guys I want to talk about. Oh, let's talk about Josema. Went back-to-back with Ruffin twice this year at the Pittsburgh and the New York, and he lost both times because he was hitting his ceiling. And that is, if there's a guy that is just as complete as him, now he's going to be like the most open-esque guy on that stage, but he's like a case of Michael DeBull. If someone has better shape than him and is still great in these muscularity and condition aspects, he's probably not going to be able to beat him because the structure's not that good. Well, for him, I hate it. For the division, no.
See, because I'm still a believer in like classic physique is still bodybuilding.
This should not be winning the Olympia.
Says you.
You think this should be winning the Olympia?
If it's the best physique on stage that made the weight cap correctly within the height, all that, yes. Because I will say this. Granted, Pittsburgh Pro, I won't say that. New York Pro, he, to me, was the winner. He looked incredible. The amount of just what you see, detail, conditioning, and just the size of this guy was crazy. Shredded to the bone. I think that he was arguably, the New York Pro winner. Well, this is a very cool physique in person, man.
Very cool physique. I'm not. Look,
I mean, you just said
winning the classic physique Olympia,
and see, I get that, but
okay. And then him and Michael DeBull can have a nice top two to see who's the worst in terms of aesthetic, but the best in terms of muscularity and condition.
I have no words for you. I simply have no words.
I'm not denying that this physique is insane.
It's insane.
But it's not. It shouldn't be winning the classic title. Do you think he has a chance this year to win?
No. And I say that because
people like me on the judging panel.
No, but put it this way. He didn't win New York. So what you're saying is correct, meaning, this clearly isn't what they might be going for.
Right.
They're going to champion the Terrence Ruffin, who has a more classic aesthetic physique. Now,
even though he's like tiny, especially compared to Josema.
well, yeah, he's much smaller in stature, but overall, he does still have that
Developed physique.
the class. No, it's not like, dude, because I mean, Ruff has a classic look. I get it. The same way Logan has it's a unique classic look. It's still a classic look. This guy does not scream classic the same way I don't think Mike Sommerfeld quotes screams classic. However, to me personally, this shit is still bodybuilding. So if you're making the weight cap, if you are within that means of being able to compete on that stage in that division, and you have the best XYZ up on that stage, rather it's muscularity, good ass shape, conditioning is fucking bar none, I think you deserve to win. Yeah, dude. This is to me.
That's an improved pose. He's got to hit this a certain way to even look remotely aesthetic.
And that's fine. I get that. And most of these gentlemen do that, especially in classic. Like you do all these twists and turns to look more aesthetic, look more classic, to make that waist look even smaller, to give off that appearance. I understand that Terrence looks incredible. He looks great. He looks classic as hell. Look at that rib cage. Look at those lats going into that non-existent waist. But to me, Josema's
Josema,
yeah. I'm saying, like, what is it? the UFC
Josema.
You ever heard the UFC people call the commentators call him out? Jose Aldo. Well, that's Brazilian. Jose Aldo.
Right. No, I haven't seen that. Cringe.
Because you watched Hopscotch. I forgot.
You're right. Have you ever seen competitive badminton?
I know you have.
I know I have. Anyway, is this everyone says Josema's going to be like on the top 5. I think if you'd ask most people, his average placing for prediction wise would be top 5. 5th.
Because I saw how he looked, and I think that he was scuffed at the New York Pro a little bit. Granted, still got second. I have him in my top 5. That does not mean he'll get it, but I'm going to keep hope alive for this gentleman.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's go to okay, let's talk about something. No, we can't talk about that. Yes, this is who you think it is, but I don't think it's appropriate to bring up here. I want to bring this up in a podcast, but we're on a roll today, so we can't bring it up here, but I do want to talk about this on the podcast. Just a little extra content. But anyway, let's talk about the guy you hate so much. Terrence Rupp.
No, what? Just because? No. See, don't get it misconstrued. This is an incredible physique. The best pose routine that we're going to see come Olympia. This guy. I still rewatch his Journey Separate Ways video where he's doing his pose routine in a desert somewhere. Don't get me wrong. This is an incredible physique, and I think that what he's done in the past 2 years, as far as the advancements and this guy's physique is up there. To me, that means
he's made a lot of improvements. I made a video
beyond, man, beyond. To where if people have him in their first place, I'm not mad at it. I can see this guy winning this year. I can 1000% see Terrence taking that first place victory.
I'm wondering if they'll go that way, because you have people saying, well, we're about to get to Mike. Huge controversy with that now. Ramon may not even make weight himself, although it'll be more honest. But he has some posing issues. Maybe he's off this year. Ruffin is kind of that middle ground. He's to me, he is Black Lee Labrada.
Yeah.
We already 100%. said classic is more 80s inspired than it is 70s inspired.
Yeah.
And to me, this is a physique that could be slotted in with anybody else of that era. But anyway, I have this. This is 2023, to 2025. And the improvements are kind of deceptive. Because he's so balanced, you don't necessarily see them all. But to the trained eye, you can see that he did make some massive improvements.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. And that's very, that's promising. It's promising for his future too, especially when classic physique is as wide open as it is. it's anybody's game. So I do think that this is going to be the year that truly whoever does look the most polished classic guy on stage will win. And Terrence is one of those gentlemen who actually checks all those dots.
This is another guy, though, like Logan, where I feel like if the judges don't start out considering him for first, he has the potential to get lost in the mix because of his stature. Because the classic physique division as a whole is developed enough that, you don't have to go with the small guy for the sake of him having the best shape. There are tall guys that are filled out now with good condition and good shape. There's a lot more to choose from nowadays than when Terrence was, placing second in 2020 and 2021. The overall division has stepped up tremendously, and it continues to step up like every single year.
Exactly, yeah. And one thing I want to say too is when you speak on, like I said, I know the judging criteria isn't about the posing routine and things like that. Even though I think of all divisions, classic physique should be the one that actually does put some merit behind your posing or your routine itself.
I agree.
Why not? You know what I mean? If that's what we're basing this off of, we're going and we're saying, hey, we love the 80s, we love the 70s look. We want to keep that. We want to keep that alive in bodybuilding. So why not go full-fledged with it and literally just give all the credit to the posing, the artistry of it, things of that nature, so that people actually can get inspired by these guys and actually go make a good freaking routine instead of just doing, some run of your mill, maybe hitting nothing but most musculars, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
None of these guys in classic should be doing that, and they should be being championed for it. And Terrence would be that guy. I don't think he would lose many posing routines to any other classic guy. There's other great ones too, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of things I feel like they can do to classic to make it more appealing and just better overall.
One of them could be rewarding Terrence and making him the standard. One, like I said, he's in the same boat with Logan.
I agree. I do agree.
I think they really make a statement, a unique statement with him being first.
And it's rightfully so, because you can't tell me what he doesn't have. Great back, great width, conditioning on next level. Look at the freaking hamstrings. Look at
just a slightly smaller package.
Yeah, okay. You know what I mean?
Pause.
And that's it. Yeah. But that's it. That's literally all it is. And I understand why I think our human nature, we might notice the bigger person on stage.
Did you ever hear that song Human Nature by Michael Jackson? My favorite Michael Jackson song, probably.
Human Nature?
Yeah. We'll listen to it after the podcast.
All right, yeah. Yeah. I can see you liking Michael a lot.
Michael Jackson's one of my favorite artists. Honestly, standalone artist, he is my favorite. And he didn't touch them kids.
I mean, I think he was just weird when it comes to that type of stuff. I think he lacked out on his childhood. So I don't believe the whole booty spread and all that. I don't believe it.
Kevin, Macaulay Culkin said, Kevin, I call him the whole. Kevin. Well, that was his name in Home Alone. But Macaulay Culkin said it didn't happen.
I believe it, man. My favorite song from Michael is Ben. You remember that one?
That's early, is it not?
Yeah. That's young Michael. That's Black Michael.
No, you're right. Right. Worse Michael.
No, fuck you. I take it
back. Movie. Human Nature, one or two, but the other one is a song maybe not a whole lot of people know about. Who is it? We'll listen to that one too if you haven't heard it. Love that song. Love it. Love Michael Jackson's whole catalog. Where would he place at the Classic Physique Olympia? I think he would probably place a little higher at the CP Olympia.
He could be the head judge. That man could be he's head judge.
That's true. Anyway, we can let's move on. I have, besides Ramon and Mike, are there any other guys I'm forgetting?
I don't believe so.
We've talked about every guy I've
notable
saved.
In the top 10. Say it again.
We've saved all the guy. Well, we've talked about every guy I've saved. I've had their video saved here. But anyway, okay, let's talk about Ramon. I'm going to pull up his 2024 version. A lot of people think, okay, let's talk about not the weight controversy yet, but let's say they both make weight, him and Mike. A lot of people are counting Ramon out because of this piss poor showing last year. And it was. But, as as sus as Ramon may be with his posing, and it is bad, and we'll talk a little bit about that. This is the one and only time he's ever been like really off. He did that show. Let me see if I can find it. He did that show after the Olympia, like a week or two after the Olympia. And it was arguably his best package ever. So I don't really see this doesn't do anything for me. Like it doesn't make me count him out.
No, you'd be a fool.
So, in fact, I may even place him to win. We'll find out very soon. But people think, oh, he's going to come off again. Honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. And I do have some footage of this. Hopefully, I can show this because it's footage of the stream. Oh, is this the award ceremony? Hold on. No.
Yeah,
maybe
for me, Ramon is actually my favorite physique in the classic division.
I think Nick Strength and Power made a video about it. Okay, hold on. Let me loop this. Okay, this is the only footage we have. Shout out to Action Ricker for uploading this video. But I mean, this is like, from what you can see, I know the caption takes up a lot of it, but this is a good, this was not him in 2024. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
So just because he's off once, I mean, his off version where he's like sweating puddles, it's still top 4. He still placed 4th. At finals, he was in 2nd again, in my opinion. Yeah. I wonder what the scorecard was. Oh, I forgot. They don't judge finals. Maybe. I don't know if they did. I mean, your guess is as good as mine.
Ramon has my favorite physique on the classic division stage. I think that it'd be a foolish move to count him out. It's the same idiots who would sit there and not have Breon up there. I want to give a little spoiler alert, but I mean, this is
I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Ramon, yeah, they don't judge finals. So I'll prove it. I mean, why even classic physique is just so retarded. Like, I love it, but they've got to make some changes. Like, that's not counting posing, not judging finals. What are we doing? And don't tell me Tyler Mayne's going to come out and say, oh, well, we look at them and then we confirm. That's retarded. If you believe that, you're a sucker. So it's just dumb. They're out on stage. You guys are at the judges' table. Why is this not happening? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even if you just judge the top 10, that's all we want. Because at finals, the top 10 are the only ones that come out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So really, it does. Even if you want to just judge the top call out, the first call out at the finals again for a confirmation, it could just be a confirmation, but they're not even confirming anything. If it doesn't go on the finals scorecard, it's not confirmed. But anyway, what do you have to say about Ramon's physique when he's on?
I mean, dude, like I said, I think that this is my favorite physique, my favorite set of abs on that stage. Overall, the forearms are crazy. The size, the stature, doing all that while still keeping it very classic. That's the one big difference between what I feel like he brings to the table and a lot of these other guys. And so you take like a Jose, you take some of these gentlemen of Frank, even though they have such strong attributes and good things going for him, Mike as well. To me, the best overall package of all of that is Ramon. And it's just a matter of him being on that Olympia stage and peaking correctly, not having the puddles and things like that. That's going to be the difference maker. The
puddles, yes.
Not having a puddle, man. Yeah, you got to because I remember whenever there's that one video where Breon trying to help him, hey, like, do that kind of thing. And he's just
Breon's such a class act.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in Ramon just, he just look at the forearms, man. This is, to me, if I can aspire to have any physique on stage in the classic division, it is this guy.
I would agree.
Yeah, this is the coolest physique on that stage. Not the prettiest, not the cute. It's the coolest.
Well, the aesthetics are pretty good. And he's one of the most developed guys.
Yes.
And he's still classic. So the only issue I have with him, and I think it can lose him the Olympia, is the posing. I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
routine at this point in time because I guess the judges don't, even though I do count it in my comparisons. Do you think? Okay, it comes down to Mike versus an on Ramon Dino. Do you think Mike wins because of the posing?
No, I think that if you take that, what was it? Was it 2024? Where no, it's 23.
Yeah,
Where
that's what we have here. I think. No, this
Ramon,
is 2024.
well, the one wherever Ramon took Bumstead to very deep waters,
Mhm.
very deep waters. If that same person comes back to this stage, that's the winner. That's the winner because there's a when this physique is on that stage polished correctly, it's very hard to play somebody above him. Bumstead, that's it. To me, the only rightful answer is Bumstead. And you can argue, if anybody was like, oh, I don't know, I see Ramon winning, especially in Classic. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not against them feeling like in that with 2023 that Ramon could have been the winner. I just think you need to knock out the champ. And it's not like he was beating Bumstead by any means, but dang if it wasn't on par, right up there with him.
Of course. So they go to battle in 2022 and 2023, and it doesn't even come up. I swear, Instagram just makes me want to. It makes me want to do something. Do something that I got to keep it
They had
vague.
2022 right there.
It wasn't a video,
Oh, was this still? Yeah.
but okay. I don't think we can talk about Ramon Dino without talking about the favorite. I hate to say it, Mike Sommerfeld, the only person to take points away from Chris Bumstead once he started winning.
And that is not a small feat.
I wouldn't say it. I think Chris Bumstead is just too good. But objectively, the judges saw it as closer than anyone has ever come to Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it's that muscularity, the width of this gentleman carries a lot of hard. Put it this way, it's the one physique that I understand why it would give Bumstead a hard time. I think that
Well,
going to get
we got to
regardless
talk
of
about it.
regardless of what you say, it's that it's why some people see pictures of Franco and like next to Arnold. And some people might be like, yo, I prefer Franco's physique. I think that's a cooler,
From a
more muscular.
bodybuilding perspective, I get it.
Yeah. So that's kind
But
of what I'm getting at. Both classic gentlemen, by the way. Very classic.
we have to, we have to talk about it.
Go
And
ahead.
you haven't been keeping up on this drama, correct?
No, I have not. No.
Okay. Drama is Mike Sommerfeld's on the Cutler cast, and he says Jay Cutler asks him what his weight cap is, and Mike is weird about it. He says it's a secret, and Jay Cutler thinks he's talking about his actual weight because some guys want to keep their weight a secret for whatever reason, which it doesn't really matter. But he's like, no, your classic weight cap. And then I think Mike even said it again. Oh, it's a secret. And then he finally said his weight cap is 212 pounds. Now, in classic, if we go here, this is the IFBB page. I want to go to the rules. Pro rules, not amateur. These are pro rules, and because the weight classes are different in the amateur, they're 10 pounds less, if I'm not mistaken. So if you
go ahead.
If you want to be 212 pounds, you're about almost, including 5'10. So you're about 5'10. Now, let me pull up. Let's start here because I've been waiting to comment on this. Here is Chris Bumstead next to Mike Sommerfeld. Chris Bumstead is reportedly 6'1". Now, Chris Bumstead over the years did get a little help. I think he went from like 6 foot to 6'1". He gained 10 pounds because the taller you are, the more room there is between height and weight classes. So he eventually got like 10 extra pounds to play with. He not only got the increases over the years that the whole division got, but at one point he was just able to gain 10 more pounds. But let's say Chris Bumstead is 6'1" at the absolute max. You cannot tell me Mike Sommerfeld is anything but 5'8", and realistically, I think he's 5'7". And if I had to make a choice between the upper or lower on that, 5'6" or 5'8", I would go with 5'6". What does it look like there's only 5'10" to 6'1"? Does it look like there's only 3 inches of difference there? I know you know 3 inches, so what do you think?
You got to stop quoting your diary, man. You can't don't project your shit onto me. All right. I think that if Bumstead is 6'1", you can argue 5'9" at most. I think he's if he's so he's saying he's 5'10".
He's saying he's at least 5'9", around 5'10".
I understand the argument for 5'9".
Okay. Let me provide you some context. And this has all been like really heavily researched by Ivan Bodybuilding. Go watch his videos on it. Let's take a look at this. This is a post from a long time ago. 2020, maybe even just like 2020. He says 7 weeks out, I think that's 7 weeks out, 171 centimeters. He was in a video with Dennis James when Dennis James kind of discovered him, and he's like, oh, he was doing like 212 or something. And he said, you should go to Classic. And then he asked Dennis, what's my weight cap? And then Mike says, I'm 170 centimeters, but technically 173 when I get measured. Okay. This is the kind of leniency I expect in Classic. You'll always have guys that are pushed along. But with that in mind, he said he's 170 centimeters, but actually the IFBB measures it at 173. Or his weight
is 173.
Okay. 173 would be the 5'8" weight cap or the 5'9" weight cap. 204 to 197. But if he was actually the 170, and not 173 in between here, he would be right here at 5'7", which would mean he'd be 192 pounds. And, this isn't like, oh, he goes up a weight class. He comes in, he comes in too full and the judges let him go along because he's a pound over the weight limit. That is one thing. He knows he is out there saying he is in the 212 weight class, but he should be about 192 pounds, 197 pounds at most, in my opinion. So he's weighing between 20 and 15 pounds more than he probably should be. That is a massive issue. And then the final point, the final piece of evidence. AI removed his hair because at the Olympia, here's how they measured him. Marcus. You can't tell me that's not fucked up.
No, yeah. Well, the thing is, if they're doing it for everybody, put it this way, I get the whole I'm 171, but I'm able to stretch a 173. Right. And okay. I look, if like Bumstead being 6'1", I didn't see 7 or 6 inches difference between them two on stage. At most, maybe 4 inches, maybe 3 if you're lucky, but it looked like to be at least anywhere from 3 to 4 inch difference. So I don't think he's that low, like 5'7", personally.
I think he has to be.
I think he's probably a true 5'8", a true 5'8", meaning I think he's a true 5'8". I really do. I think he's a true.
Okay, cool. 5'8". Is he 5 to 8 inches inside you right now? Like, why are you defending this?
Wait, what? Because I'm not dick riding the fucking internet or what Ivan fucking Bodybuilding said.
No,
I clearly see that they're giving him some extra umph with the hair, right?
Well, look,
I get that. It's the same umph they would have gave to Bumstead.
No, this isn't just, hey, I'm accidentally 0.8 pounds over. Okay, this is the Olympia. Move along, right? Mm-hmm. Or run around for 20 minutes up and down the escalators like Terrence Ruffin was doing one year, and then look like you're doing something, come back, and we'll weigh you in. It's not just that. it's not just that. That is one thing. And I know it happens. I'm not defending it, but that is something that happens
It's gonna happen.
commonly.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's a
An
common thing.
inch. I get an
Okay.
inch. Pause. I understand the inch situation. Like I
I
get
wouldn't
that.
even my problem is not necessarily the height, because height is a little more objective.
And it also depends on when you get measured.
This is
If you're
true.
that's what you are when you get a bed compared to when you've been fucking compressed
But
all day makes a difference.
this is a little different than not making weight. This is a little different than lying about your height entirely. That gives you an extra 20 pounds.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. True,
Like
100%.
if you, like okay, Terrence
Like I
Ruffin
said,
comes
my
in.
argument is if it's for an inch, meaning if you're supposed to be, if you are 5'8" or 5'9", whatever you are, not even gonna talk about Mike, but if you are, say, or if, for instance, if Mike, say if he's at best 5'8" and 3/4, and they're putting him at 5'9" and 3/4,
Well, that's a lot more shady than saying, "Hey, I'm a half a pound over. I
it's
didn't make
definitely
it."
shady. It's definitely shady.
You know, like if okay, a guy comes in an inch off from what he should be, which is very sus, versus a guy that comes in 0.5 pounds off of what he expected his height to be. He got his height right and wasn't trying to lie about it. He just didn't
Yeah.
quite make the weight. I would 100% reward that guy and let him move along. If I had to let anyone move along before the first guy that's just straight up trying to cheat the system by gaining not 1, not 2, but almost 3 inches.
Yeah, no, I get it. But now I will say, now take this fucking AI shit out of it.
Okay.
Right? I get it. It's cool. I I understand. You know, AI is the new everything. You know, shout out to ChatGPT. But
ChatGPT, yeah.
I just, if you remove that from it, hopefully it is going to be live streamed this year. So hopefully they don't do any funny business. We see it for what it is. And hey, to me personally, if he doesn't make the weight cap, if he is a true fucking 5'8", right? That's what they're able to. The best they can do for him is maybe 5'9" at best, meaning he is a 5'8", and they can give him that a little bit of an inch leeway, and he's only a 5'9", aka 204 pound is your max. So he has to go compete somewhere else because he's not at the 5'10", 212, whatever. Then for long-term storytelling, I would love to see him sit this bitch out. Go have to compete in 212 because he has a size.
He'd be first call out.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm and then have him, because put it like this: if I'm a writer for the IFBB right now, and it's fucked up, but hey, we
it is what
politics and entertainment is everywhere. Yes, we are going to give a nod to the people we fuck with, hence the people we just talked about. There's an Asian guy we may not have even covered because he didn't, he's not in everybody's list, so he's not getting that service that these guys are. But if I'm a writer for this bitch, what I would do is I would have him, okay, they're putting a microscope on our little shenanigans with the height cap. Let's have him fail it this year. And he can come back and do all them little weird stretches and shit to gain that extra inch, whatever. But have him have to go compete up. He'll do great in 212. And then crown this year's Classic Physique Olympia winner. And then he's not the true winner yet, because the true winner's the guy who was next up for the throne was supposed to be Mike. Right? That's what everybody's thinking.
Right.
And then have them compete next year. That's what I'm doing if I'm a dickhead, but I'm not,
Like I said, it would be one thing if he's just 0.5 pounds over, half a pound over, because then at that point, it doesn't really change anything. I hate to say it, but it doesn't really change anything. Like if you let Terrence Ruffin slide because he's half a pound over, he got his height correct, and he's not trying to cheat that. He just didn't quite make the weight. It was in an honest pursuit. He didn't quite make the weight. That's different than getting your hair measured at the weigh-ins. That is insane. And here's what happens. There are one of two scenarios here. Either the IFBB, and I'm just going to say it, we'll see if this video stays up. Either the IFBB is helping him and Mike is complicit, or Mike is volunteering to be helped, and the IFBB is complicit and lets this slide. Those are the two options. This isn't a happy mistake.
I think there's such thing as a happy medium, though. And what I mean by that is I do think that they give these guys that inch leeway. I do. I think that they'll, that little bit of extra oomph on the hair, they'll let it slide like how they're probably doing in that picture to the left. There's probably about maybe a little under an inch that is unaccounted for. There is. You see my Spawn characters.
I want you to take a good long look in basically this mirror that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
And tell yourself that you're okay with lying to the public and yourself.
wait. First off, there's no lies being told. There's no lies.
Someone's lying. Well, it's not.
And that's
what
I'm saying. But I do think, and we've seen it all the way along. Why are we acting like we haven't seen this shit all the way along?
To be fair, fans have. What is the main critique of Mike? He looks more robust, more developed, more bodybuilding-esque than everyone else. I've always said that. People have always said that. I get hate on that. I've gotten hate before, like, oh, what do you mean? Yeah, Mike is bigger, but he still has the classic shape. Okay, but he is bigger. This makes so much sense.
I think that the same thing I said earlier, and and this is why I'm saying we're on the same page. We can sit here and talk semantics all we want. I said it earlier. I can quote my damn self. If you are within the weight cap and the height for classic, and you're able to be in that division, no matter how you fucking look on stage, if you are the best man on the stage, you deserve to win. I don't care if you don't look as classic as Bumstead or as whatever is rough.
The problem is Ramon Deal and Mike should roughly be the same height. Ramon is like 5'10", 5'11". Maybe he's like he gets help. Maybe he's a 6-footer. He's no more than that. So Mike is roughly the same height as him, plus or minus an inch. And this is the problem. You want to forget about the AI. That's okay. Take it from the horse's mouth. I'm 171 centimeters 7 weeks out from this contest. Well, 171 centimeters, you should be 197 at max.
Yeah, and if he's 107, if they're giving him that leeway of 173, his ceiling is 5'9", right? That's his fucking ceiling. That's why I'm saying yes. His ceiling is 5'9". So it does sound like that extra inch that I'm talking about. That hey, we can let it slide an inch. It sounds like they're giving him 2, from what we're gathering.
They're giving him 3. I don't know if it's because Mike gave the judges his 3 backstage or whatever. I don't know what is going on, but it needs to be said, and I'll say it. Ivan said it. Some people will say, some people won't. Something is going on here, and this brings us back to the actual predictions. If Mike wins, okay, let's say they're going to live stream the weigh-ins. Everyone will be measured. Okay, but that's not like, I don't think they'll have like a camera set on the height and weight thing. I think it's just kind of a guy that goes around at the weigh-in process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's all the videos I've seen in the past. So like, let's say there is some ambiguity about it. We don't see 100% Mike's weight and height. Okay. Can the IFBB afford the backlash of him winning after this controversy?
Yes.
The horrible thing is, I kind of agree with you. I think they
can do what, like, the sad thing is they can do what they want.
I agree with you. I think they'd be stupid enough to do that. They'd be slimy enough to do that.
I ain't saying all that, but I will say that if I'm the company and I'm doing long-term storytelling, I would have him fail this shit and make him get on one of them little fucking plyometric fucking increase your height, what my grandma had 10 years ago thing.
Right, the inversion table.
And get your little reverse on. But that's me. That's what I would do. If I don't want to get any shenanigans where I'm saying I'm cheating for this dupe, I'll be like, all right, y'all want to see it? Cool. He's gonna fail at this time. He's still gonna build up. Now we're gonna make this clash at next year's Olympia even better in the classic division, because now we got uncrowned versus the shouldn't be crowned situation.
This is my final claim on this, because we'll move on and talk about our top 2. So I don't know if Mike legitimately thinks he is in the 212 weight class. Regardless, I'll tell you one thing: he's not. He is not 5'10". If you believe that, you're a sucker. I have some beachfront. I think I was telling one of my friends this. Maybe even Marcus. I have some beachfront, oceanfront property in Indiana to sell you. If you believe Mike is 5'10", you're willfully ignorant or just plain retarded. If you believe that, Okay, then is Chris Bumstead 6'4", 6'5"? Is Wesley Vissers 6'6", 6'7"? Is he? Yeah. Is if Mike's 5'10", is Terrence Ruffin 5'2"?
Yeah, I think that whatever Mike is, I think it's probably truly at least an inch and a half from where he's supposed to be. Meaning he shouldn't be 212. He should be at best 204. Personally,
And
I think if I've been doing this bullshit for everybody, the most stretch I can give Mike is the 5'9", the 175 centimeters at best, because he's over the 172 for 5'8". So he's hitting the 5'9". So at best I can give him the 5'9", which
but
is
this is the
204.
problem. We're giving him Marcus, you're a lot less hot on this than I am, which is okay. But even you giving him every benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Going past 5'7", can't do that. Going past 5'8", can't do that. Maybe we can settle at 5'9". Even then, he is 8 pounds over his best case scenario. And at his worst case scenario, he is 20 pounds over where he should be. Realistically, it's probably about 15 pounds.
Yeah.
That is insane. And if there is some actual shenanigans going on, shame on anybody involved. Not like I can do anything. Not like you can do anything. It just is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about let's say they both make weight. I want to bring this up. Ramon versus Mike. Hopefully there's not an ad here. Ramon versus Mike last year. So I went back and looked at this, and I just did this. I'm going to do a comparison. It's coming out before this. There's not a whole lot of difference here. This would not. This is a lot more competitive than I thought it was.
And take Bumstead off that stage. Remember that.
Right. And Urs.
Take the side. Well, no, Urs can stay there because I don't think Urs is stepping on the toes of what I'm saying right now. What I mean by that is you look at the stature of Bumstead and you look at the stature of Ramon. That sticks out to me heavily. So if you put that into consideration and you place Ramon in the middle of, say, an Urs, who we won't have to, but an Urs and a Mike, Ramon looks like the champion. Ramon looks like the champion to me. So if you take Bumstead out of the picture, Bumstead in the picture, it changes the dynamic a little bit.
It does, yeah.
So,
but what do you think about this? Just the top two from last year. Call me crazy. I might give this to Ramon.
You wouldn't be crazy.
I'm not saying
the issue is if they do a lot of their judging at the pre-judging, then that's why.
Right.
You know, that is why, sadly, because he could arguably look better here than Mike.
But that wasn't the case at prejudging by a long shot.
Exactly. So if they're really putting all their plight behind prejudging, Ramon never had a chance to get second to begin with. So,
but here I'm thinking, okay, Ramon wasn't at his best, and Mike was at his best to date there. So, I mean, it's arguable. Like his Arnold version wasn't that far off from this. You know, I go back and forth as to which one is better. But Ramon has a lot more, even from a previous version, he has a lot more that he can improve. So I'm thinking, how does this not just beat Mike? But I don't think I'm going to get much pushback from you because I think you're in the same boat.
Yeah. We want to talk about predictions.
Are you ready?
I'm for it if you are.
Okay. Let's
we've been on this bitch an hour and fucking 35 minutes almost.
Oh, well, that I gotta be honest, that classic physique, the weight cap thing just grinds my gears.
I think you should make that its own video, personally. Everybody else is doing that. So just for your own benefit.
I'm not.
No, I think you should, man.
I don't have time. I'm already so behind about what I gotta do. So we got some his and her predictions. Marcus, you want to start with 10th?
Yeah. You go first. I can go first. Michael the Bull is my 10th.
Okay. Do you have a list like in front of you that you're reading? You've made a list, right?
I made a list.
I haven't.
Okay.
I think you need to go first.
Professionalism. All right. Well, did you want me to go 9th as well? Okay, yeah, 9th.
Yeah, I just don't have a list.
Menegate. Mateus Menegate.
Okay.
8th is Niall Darwin.
Okay.
This is where I don't have faith in my own predictions.
Okay. It's going to be Logan.
Yep. Yeah. But you said it. This is the thing. This is the Logan can be 7th and he can be 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So please understand that. I hate to say it.
They won't. You're going to get shit on in the comments.
I know I am. You know what? And let's do this with a caveat, okay? Because I might change this up. But then, okay, because my next in line is Matt Grego. So can Logan beat Matt Grego? Yes, of course. He just did. But I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fair.
But I can change those. I can interchange those, and I feel like I should. I feel more comfortable, but I don't want to move Breon out of the top 5 because I can sit there and with good faith put Breon in 7th and move Logan up to 5th.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Yeah. So right now I'm putting Breon in 5th, but I kind of want to have 7th and 5th interchangeable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We can put that caveat.
Yes, that is my caveat. We're gonna go with Mr. Jose.
Jose-me? What did you call him earlier?
That's his IG. That's his IG. It's his IG.
Josema.
We're gonna go with the man from Spain, Jose. 3rd, we got Mr. Terrence Rough Diesel himself.
Okay. I think
2nd, the 5'10" Dominator, Mike Sommerfeld. Mr. 5'10". Mike, man. And of course, these two can change, but going with the prediction, got to put Ramon in 1st.
Okay. Well, I've got some decisions to make right quick.
Yeah.
That much. I'm kind of on what you're on with the DeBoll 10th.
Okay, you go Fabian. We didn't look at Park, and I don't.
You're right.
We didn't, and I feel like that's the one who I would have had maybe placing 10th, but I'm not sure. But I think at 10th place, it's hard. You know, you could put 3 guys in 10th, and they all make sense. You know what I'm saying? You got your boy Fabian up there.
I'm going to go Fabian 10th.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Minigate outside of the top 10.
Whoa.
Then I'm going to go DeBoll.
Whoa.
Then I'm going to go Niall. Then I may be with you here with the Logan in 7th.
It's tough.
I may take what you didn't do and put Breon in 7th. I really want to put him first call out.
Yeah.
I think he does slip this year. He already said he is going to be his last year in Classic. If anything, that just fucked him even more.
Yeah. That's smart. That's smart. I'm not going to hold you. That's smart to me.
It can be a top 5 though. Like he's going to be orbiting that top 5. He'll start there.
I hate putting Logan in 7th, dude. Like I want to make it very clear. My unofficial official list, I have Logan in 5th. Breon is interchangeable 6th or 7th, depending on Matt Grego.
I'm going to put Logan 6th. I'm going to put Grego top 5.
Wow. I like it.
I'm going to put Josema 4th like you did. I think Ruffin still beats him.
Yeah, sadly. But happily. May the best man. New York, I really thought Josema deserved it, but.
And then I agree with your top 2. We'll make some changes. This isn't final. It's not final till we end the show. But I'm down for this.
Where's your fucking space? Put your space between 6th and 5th.
I'm down for this. I may put Grego in front of Josema.
Yeah, it's really that, and I understand that too. I can see that happening because he does have a more, quote, on a classic stage, pleasing physique.
I gotta see how it looks.
I'd put Ruffin in front of Jose, though. You know what I mean?
I don't like Grego that much, but I know the judges do.
Yeah. I
This is
like him,
what I
but
want to happen, except for the Fabian pick. That one is admittedly what I want to happen. But I legit think he's better than Menegate. I legit think that. I think he's just a better Menegate. I think he's a better Nile at the moment, but I don't think that's going to be the case of what happens.
the glaring weakness of my list for me is Logan in 7th.
I don't think that's. I wouldn't say there's any glaring weakness with your list. I don't think Logan in 7th is a crazy thing at all. I have him in 6th.
I know, but it's just like, and for me, I'm gonna let Breon stay in 5th. Well, for one, he hasn't been out of 5th since over almost 10 years at this point. So yeah, I think you could argue Jose. I honestly think Jose, Jose could be in 7th and move everybody else up on my list. Personally, I could put Jose in 7th and then drop everybody down or pull everybody up, I guess you could say.
Logan. I mean, Matthew Grego has that the Derek aura, and by the aura, I mean that maybe some slight help. Who knows?
I think I would never say that. I think he's a good poster boy. To me, he is of the younger up and coming bodybuilders.
And you do like him younger.
I mean, it's classic physique, man. But to me, he's a likable guy. Like he has that Regan-esque to him. Where I think a lot of people would like Grego. I think a lot of people can if you're a bodybuilder, you're not mad at Grego. If you're a Christian guy, you're not mad at Grego. If you're an advocate for mental health, you're not mad at Grego. He's a cool kid. He seems like a cool, well-rounded individual. So as far as ambassadors for the sport,
he's right up your alley. Oh, he talks about mental health and cries in front of his girlfriend. He's just like me.
Yeah. I'm not mad at making a comparison between me and Grego as far as individual, because meeting the guy, he was a very stand-up gentleman. He was a good dude. Seemed like a good guy.
What do you think about this?
This was tough for me because my bias was for Wesley, right? And I think when we talk about classic, I think Wesley looks pretty damn classic.
I don't think so, but whatever.
But yeah, well, you're a hater, and it's okay to hate. That's okay. But I think that an overall, the body, Grego's body is a little bit more. Look at the glutes, look at the overall width from the hamstring, the quads from the side.
How far off was this Wesley from his Arnold winning package in 2024?
Well, I mean, I love the lighting here, so that does this service 1000%. It helps and gives it justice, but I do think there was a difference. I think that if you put that Arnold Classic version of Wesley up against a lot of these guys, you're talking top 3 at the Olympia. So with that being said, I think that the right person won at Detroit, but I do think it was a hell of a fight.
I got to see how this looks.
What are you trying to do right now? Going from
I don't think this looks as good. Okay. It's not, my spidey senses aren't tingling with this.
To me, it's like how, I said it, you're going to hate me for saying this again. Styles make fights, man. I think these types of bodies on stage, it's going to play its role. So the issue with trying to place Logan correctly, it's tough because he is kind of an anomaly when it comes to this classic physique.
By the way, I had Ruffin winning the matchup I did with him and Logan. But again, it's not what I want to happen. It's what I think will happen.
Yeah, I think that, regardless of anything, when it comes to that classic Physique Olympia stage, Ruffin doesn't really miss. He doesn't miss. And he's
Well,
at his all-time best right now. So
yeah, but everyone's acting like he wasn't like eating shit back like in 5th and 6th. Like, yeah, he's placed second before and he's improved this year. But I mean,
yeah,
he was 5th and 6th. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility. If they did it once, they'll do it again.
I think that Terrence will beat Breon.
I think
I do
so.
think that, yeah, like that's like the one thing. So, like, obviously, when you look at your list and you start moving things around, it all looks good. It all makes sense. It's all I can see that. I can see that. But when I look at it, like bar for bar, one versus one situation, I don't have Breon beating Terrence right
Let me
now.
break this down a bit further because I think this will help me. I think there'll be a divide here, and I think there'll be a divide here.
I'm not seeing what you're saying.
Um,
No, like I think my screen is not on what you're doing. There we go.
These two I'm set on. It could be different, absolutely. These two I'm set on. These are going down here.
Put it this way, I could fuck around and see Logan placing in front of Ramon. I could see Mike and Logan being top 2, and then Ramon in that 3rd place spot. I can see that even.
If Mike is not okay, let's try not to get too into the weeds so we can end this video. But if Mike doesn't make weight and he's not there, does this change any of your answers? Because, like you said, styles make fights, and with Mike not being the most muscular dude, I think it's Logan and Ramon.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think that the biggest change would
Logan, Ramon, Ruffin. Top 3 call out. Okay. Ruffin.
And I feel like it might could bring up Logan and Grego a lot. Personally, yeah, I think that if Mike is not in the picture, I see much more room for Logan, because I do think that Mike is another anomaly on that stage. Maybe for obvious reasons, maybe because he has more size. I don't know, but clearly he does have a lot of size. Lats are crazy, a lot of width. Takes up a lot of space on that stage, and that makes a difference. It's why I think he was able to take Bumstead into such deep waters. Now, I do think that if you take him out of the picture, now we got comparing Logan to Ramon. Oh, does that change up things? It can. It definitely can. And when Logan is up there looking like a damn statue and nothing's going on, there's no off, there's no sweat, all of a sudden, we might all of a sudden see Logan start to creep in front or something crazy. So I do think that it is much harder to place these gentlemen as it is when compared to open. Personally, I think that the jumps you can see here are much more drastic than what can happen in open. Like, I don't think the top 5 is going to change drastically in open at all.
I think I'm settling into the current list I have. Breon, I'm fine with placing around Josema because I forgot last year they were literally in a call out together. So the judges thought they'd be awfully comparable then.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest. I think I feel pretty good about what I have here. I feel very good about your predictions as well, though. I really would like to put Logan in 7th. Not that I hate him or anything, but it's not something I have an issue with. Some people in the comments will say, "How can you place Logan 7th? He's a top 2 physique at the Arnold."
And I couldn't disagree. I couldn't. You know what I mean? Because rightfully so. Like I said, I can see Logan winning this, if that makes any damn sense. I can see Logan winning this thing.
Logan and Ruffin have a rivalry going on. Good for business. Do you know about this?
Well, they were the ones who had that dope ass footage from that one show,
right? With the spinning platforms and whatnot.
That was great to see.
Training in the gym together. That's hot. Exploring each other's bodies, you could say.
I think the training in the gym together is cool.
Yeah, they were. And then this is at the Lee Labrada NPC show, the Lee Labrada Classic, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
See, when I look at Logan, I do not feel comfortable placing him as low as I did. I dang near don't feel comfortable placing Terrence in front of Logan.
Well, look, this is an opportunity for a major switch up because when there's a major switch up at the show, everyone's going to be like, well, how the hell did that happen? And there's a lot of questions that come with that. This is a time for a reset. But I think if you jumble them all up, line these guys all up, I think this is what they'll ultimately go with. I think these are going to be my predictions. I'm getting so giddy just thinking about it.
I also feel like Grego could fuck around and get top 4, man. I really do.
I almost had him in third.
Yeah. Like, I definitely could switch up this list. I want to, but I'm not going to. Even though I really do want to, because I do think that like Logan and Grego, I would like to move further up the list.
Perhaps you switch them both with Breon and Josema.
That's what I want. I honestly, yeah, I'm going to do that.
In the same order, so Breon behind Josema?
Yes.
Yes, no, maybe.
I want, if I'm trying to do the correct prediction, I'm going to say 7th, Jose or Josema.
Josema. Okay.
Aldo. And then I'll put Breon in 6th. I just don't feel comfortable doing.
And then Grego and then Logan, or Logan then Grego?
Grego then Logan. But I would like to put Grego in front of Logan. But yeah.
I feel like that's probably going to be the most popular top 4. The only thing that a lot of people are going to switch, well, maybe not now, is Mr. 5'10" and Ramon Dino.
Man, watch Logan get 7th.
Look, like we've said, we've established he is the most unique look. He can be first. Yes. But if he's not fighting for first, then he can maybe get exposed. Like Mike, I mean, he kind of did expose him. Like, fair or not, when you put a 212 bodybuilder against Logan's classic physique, yeah, he does kind of get bitch made. It, on terms of size and development.
Yeah. I'm cool. I'm going to keep this right here.
I think I'm going to keep mine as well.
Yeah, I'm not mad at either list. They both look good. And I get why you put Fabian up there. It was hard not to.
10th, it doesn't really matter. Fabian's good. Fabian is really good. I think, legitimately, like I said, he is better than Menegate. Better back, better chest, great lines from the front, great quads, not better than Menegate's, but he can at least match that strength. Great arms. Yeah, he's basically like slightly more developed Menegate, in my opinion. Yeah. I think he could be 8th.
Yeah.
Fabian could be within the top 10. I think he will be within the top 10 yet again. But anyway, final changes. So are we locking it in?
I'm locked in.
Okay.
Yeah, I can change this shit 10 times over.
Yeah, we got to lock it in. We just got to we got to bite the bullet. Okay. Wow. I can't believe it.
I think Ruffin might compare well to Mike. I think that's a difference maker too. I think they compare well.
To be fair, there is reportedly 5 inches of difference between them.
Yeah, but I mean, where he lacks in that, he makes up in the width. Pause. But
okay then. Well, I know I can't wait for this year's Olympia. And the Mike shit is shady. And everyone involved should be ashamed of themselves. But it makes it exciting. Even if I'm choosing the opposite of him for my win, I can't say that didn't help.
I get that. Because I think that
I like to be objective in everything. But man, well, not even, okay. It's not even just like what I want to happen. I am now thinking, like, it's going to look real bad if Mike's the winner after this weight controversy. Unless they show them camera with no cuts, Mike's scale weight, walk over to the measuring pole. Here's Mike's height. Well, it wouldn't be looking up here unless you're a small child. Here's Mike's height. And
I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be what you just said.
I hope
I think it's
so.
gonna be I think it's gonna be the child. No, I think it's gonna be the child view. Pause. But I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be I think it's gonna be from a lower. I think we're gonna see.
He's actually 6'2".
Yeah.
Do you have
I
your
mean,
own merch on your desk chair?
yeah, I do. I mean, you gotta do something, man.
Interesting.
Got my
Okay.
Bret Hart book, my Eddie Guerrero book. I got Bruce Lee. Got the
Who's
little
Eddie Guerrero?
Eddie Guerrero. That's my uncle, man.
I'll
Got
look him up. It's probably some self-help guru bullshit.
Arnold Encyclopedia. That shit's all about addiction, honestly, man.
Yeah, you need it because I've heard about your classic physique addiction.
Yeah, man. Big fan of classic physique, to be real. Big fan. Some might call it an addiction. I call it a hobby. I call it a passion. I don't know. Just a big fan of it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel in your predictions?
Fucking 0.
Really? Not even 1, 2, 3?
1. Because, dude, anybody who feels fucking confident in their classic physique predictions is fucking has an addiction.
Like if you say anything above a 5, you're an idiot. But I'll say 3.
Good for you. I like that you said 3. You need a 3.
Mike needs those 3 inches, or he won't be making it to the classic Physique Olympia. I can tell you that much. That'd be hilarious. But anyway, any final thoughts? Gonna be a good year, eh?
I can't wait.
I'm
hyped for it, man. I like to use I'm giddy earlier. I like that because I be feeling that same way.
Yeah, I giggled like a little schoolgirl.
Yeah, you did. I let that shit slide too. I said nothing. I let you be giddy. If I said that shit, you've been on my damn case. But yeah, you giddy, all that. I let you be giddy. But I am giddy. I'm giddy about that shit.
I am excited. I am excited. You know, I wasn't feeling it. It's kind of like Christmas time when it rolls around. Sometimes you don't feel like in the Christmas spirit like at all, right? And then when you're putting those presents under the tree for your kids, or maybe you are a kid and you see Santa touching your mom and putting those presents in her tree at the same time, you feel in the Christmas spirit. And then you wake up that Christmas morning, you're like, I feel it now.
That's where we're standing. Frosting on your cookies. Is that what you're saying?
Well, Michael Jackson did have that song, "I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus." That's when we should have known. He was into that voyeur stuff.
I can see that, Mike.
Watching because he can't do it himself.
I do think
because he's like chemically castrated or whatever.
All right, now we just getting somewhere else. Shout out to Prince, by the way. That's my Mike.
Oh, I love Prince.
Okay, now we're talking. Yeah, Prince is to me, that's the cool. Dare I say, the more masculine choice
than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, the blouse and all.
You're an idiot.
Blouse and all. Nope, I'm not an idiot. I know what I know.
You're stupid.
I know my history when it comes to Prince.
Simple-minded piece of shit. Okay, that's gonna be enough. That's gonna be enough. Well, subscribe to whatever the hell Marcus has going on.
Life. Subscribe to life. Don't
be happy.
Like don't call it quits like Dylan. Subscribe to life. Subscribe to your next journey. Subscribe to whatever you're trying to do in life.
Let me say, I don't know about I think Marcus will probably be there one time or another throughout the weekend.
I'm gonna be there a good bit. Even if it's on my phone, I'm gonna hop in and talk my shit with you 1000%.
Well, I will be live all weekend long. I'll probably stream the weigh-ins, to tell you the truth of it. I'll stream at least Friday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning as well. We'll be live all weekend long. Subscribe so you don't miss that coverage. Maybe even the press conference as well, but the press conference isn't as exciting because I can't even provide screenshots because it's just people talking. So I probably won't live stream that, but I'll be watching. The weigh-ins, on the other hand, maybe. Are you interested?
I'll be there for it. As long as that shit's not dumb early in the morning, I'll be there. And I'm not busy.
No. Let's take a look at when it is.
But yeah, I love the pressers, man.
Yeah, but you can't really stream that because I can't play the audio.
Yeah, for what you're saying. Do you think Nate's gonna take off his shirt?
Yes.
I can see him doing that. And I think Samson's gonna get up right there and do it too. And I think it's gonna make for a hell of some clickbaitable videos that day.
Where is it? Weigh-ins, are they Tuesday? That'd be crazy.
The fuck?
No.
That's dumb. That's
it's not on the Wednesday schedule. I'll go to Olympia TV to see what the Olympia Productions. Make sure to get your Olympia live stream, by the way. Worth every penny.
All 70 plus 75.
Well, it's not just 75 pennies. That'd be 75 cents. All 75 pennies. All 75
$75.
pennies.
75 stones.
Okay. It says the weigh-in check-ins Wednesday, and it's 9:30 EDT. So, yeah, 6:30 Pacific because they're on the West Coast. Well, Vegas at least. West Coast enough. So yeah, it'd be live at 9:30. I would just start then. Couldn't miss it. But it's probably gonna be freaking long because it's the check-ins. It's every division. Maybe we could.
That's the time where you just come in and bullshit. Like for the weigh-ins, you just come in and talk your shit and fuck around for a little bit, making last minute updates.
Perhaps we can compare. We can like prepare a comparison if you want to do that.
I'm for it.
Okay.
It should probably be on par with the Olympia, though. Let's just say that.
We can review all the comparisons I've done so far. We can do a new one. Yeah, but yeah, let's do that. Let's live stream the weigh-ins if you're available. I know you're Wednesday, like on my channel.
It's Wednesday, right?
That's what it says.
Okay.
It's the only thing. I mean, it's the only thing I can watch because it's the only thing there. So unless weigh-ins is part of something else, but no, that it's check-ins for open, all the classes that don't need weighed. But for the classes that do need weighed, it's going to be their weigh-ins as well.
Y'all are having a watch party at your church, right? Your youth. You
think you're so funny. You wouldn't even be allowed around those kids. Yo, what is that? It's like a shadow.
Hey, that's her name. Good shit. That was that was actually like that was godsend. That was like from the.
I know your cat's name.
Damn. All right. Now you know my cat's ass. Look, Michael Jackson.
Okay. That's enough. We'll be live all Olympia weekend. At least I will be. Marcus will be popping in and out. Maybe even. I'm not promising anything. Maybe even Jake from Jake Ultimate Fitness. Could you imagine Marcus and Jake in the same live stream? What a treat.
I could.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, without further ado, let's kick off this Olympia weekend.
He's been Old School Labs too.
Yes, he is.
Jake. Yeah.
Yes, he is. You should
fucking Jake.
You should make it a contractual obligation that he has to come on the show. But anyway, like the video, subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next video.